Good everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. So today what we're going to do is that we will talk about custom object and the page layouts, right? So today's agenda is we will be creating a custom object and we will be creating two page layout, one for administrator and one for a normal user, right? And then we will enable history tracking to be viewed by admin, and a normal user won't be able to do a history tracking, right? Very simple. We will keep it nice and easy today. No more complications. And it's a very powerful option at the same time. I presume you guys might know how to create a custom object. If not, I would highly encourage you to please check out my previous video where I talked about creation of custom object, or you can go to Trailhead or to Salesforce documentation, right? So let's get started. So first thing first, you need to log into your org. So if you're not sure what org is about, what Salesforce I'm talking about, please follow my first tutorial where I talked about how to create an org and explain the basic type, difference about different orgs and kind of things. Okay, so let's go to Object Manager. So we're gonna create a custom object called beer sold because this specific org, right? It's a Wilson Brewery, so obviously right? Beer brewery's first job is to create a beer and sell it out to people, right? So we're gonna create a object called beer sold, and we will add 3 fields to it. Very basic. We'll keep it very basic. Then we will change page layout. Move fields here and around, and add a history to the page layout, which is specific to admin. Yeah, we'll keep it nice and simple, right? So, okay, let's dive in. So we create a custom object first, and we call it as beer sold. So we will do beer solds, and I wanted all this option to be enabled, right? And I want these 2 options to be enabled as well, and I will create save, and I will change this color to whatever. You can choose whatever you want, right? And I will keep the default options, and this one I presume you might know that for all this app, this beer sold object will be visible. So click on save. Right, nice and easy, right? So now let's create a field. So the first field, what I wanted to do is quantity, which should be a number, right? Because it makes sense to be a number. You're gonna have a text quantity or a float or whatever. So we will call it as a quantity. So there's already quantity field for whatever reason there. I want this as mandatory. Click on next, next, and save a new. We wanted to create another field. Let's say another field about amounts, so that will be currency, right? So let's go here. I'm gonna click on next and say beer amount, right? So I want this field to be a mandatory field because it is obviously in beer sold object you need to have an amount, right? So I'll keep it next. I'll go to new, and we're gonna do a pick list now because I wanted to choose the type of beers because obviously you are a brewery, right? You will be making different kinds of beers, right? So going next, and I will choose beer type. Sorry, I just beer type. So there are 2 options like global pick list or another one, right? So we won't be using global pick list. Global pick list is something you often use when you wanted to reuse the pick list again and again in different objects or different fields, right? So here we will keep this option limited to only to this object. So we won't be using a pick list which is global. So we enter our pick list values the way you enter. Let's say the first one, that's a beer, porter, then lager. So to enter new values, just keep enter. It will take you to the new line. Pilsner. This is my favorite part, right? Because I love beers, so you can talk about. I can talk about beers all day. Ale. All right, we'll keep it simple, right? So click on next, and click on next, and we do not want any options, right? So okay. One more field we want is a lookup to an account. So I will make it as a master data relationship. So if you haven't watched my previous video about the lookup and master detail, I will encourage you to please check it out. It's very handy. You should know the basic difference between two. If you are a Salesforce admin or developer, that's very important, right? Okay, so I will keep the option as next, and keep it as a default option, right? Now, we have created a beer sold object with a few custom fields. One thing I wanted to do here is to explain to you the difference between a custom field and a standard field, which get created automatically when you create an object. See, for instance, these are standard fields. Sorry, we're last modified. You can't change it, right? These are system fields. You can't delete it. It just got created when you create an object. So unlike this one, beer type, I can delete it, but you can't delete these fields, and even this one, beer sold name. You can create this. You can keep it as a text or order number, depending on option. I will keep it as a text, right? Now, what we're gonna do, we will just have a quick look at the way this. This I'll close this tab. How this beer object looks like in a sales app tab, right? So what we're gonna do, so we are in a sales app. As you know, that app's a collection of tabs and screens, right? So go more here and go to beer sold. So don't worry about the name. You can change it if you want. So we don't have any records. So objects, you know, right? Objects are like a table in SQL, and a record is like a rows, right? So let's create one record here. So we create a beer name, so test, just make it nice and easy. Quantity 10, beer amount, each beer has been sold at $8, so we keep it as 80 price here. And these are multi select pick list. You can see you can select multi, and you can assign it here. And let's say I link this to United Oil and Gas Corporation, because the greatest companies in the world, a fictitious company who wants to look after the employees and they care about their people. They say every Friday we gonna treat our employee with the beers, different beers, because they've been working super hard, so they deserve it, right? Okay. Sorry, I digress. Just told you I'm very excited about the beers. So, okay, now this is a basic look and feel, right? Now, a user will come and tell you, look, I don't like this look and feel. I want account quantity to be on the right hand side, beer amount to be on the right hand side, right? So they call sysadmin and say, look, can you change it for me? Sysadmin said, sure. So the way you can change it by going to the page layout. So the way you can do it, go here, call icon, gear icon, right? And you can do edit object. It will take you straight into your beer sold object. It's a very handy option, because otherwise you have to manually go to setup and try to figure out which object you're dealing with, yada yada, right? It just makes your life bit easier if you go using, you know, gear cog icon, and if you're on that specific object, it will take you directly here, right? So let's go to page layout. You can see we have one page layout, right? We don't have any multiple page layout. So this page layout is used by admin or other users for now, because it's controlled by profile. So now, as you said, the user said, I want quantity on the right? So it's pretty straightforward. Choose this guy and drag it here, and choose the amount and drag it here, and save. There you are. That's all it needs. You have done your first Salesforce customization, right? How cool is that? Right? You don't have to write a single line of code. That's why I said Salesforce is powerful. Everything you can do. sorry, I take that back. I would say most of the things you can do using point and click. There are things which need code, right? Okay. My apologies. You can't do everything with point and click. There is a limitation. So that's why development comes in the picture, right? Okay. So now you go to related list, right? You don't see any field history. I wanted to enable the field history tracking. So if someone mucks it up something, the admin can see it. But I don't want the field history to be enabled for every user, only for admin. So the way you do it here, first, let's enable the field history tracking. So I want history to be tracking when when a beer sold name get changed, beer amount get changed, quantity get changed. Let's see, I wanted to do for 3 fields. Click on save and go to page layout. So I want a separate layout for admin. So what we can do, we can either create something from the scratch by going to new, or you can go to an existing one and can clone it, right? I prefer to clone it. So the way you can clone it by going to save as, and I just put it as admin, right? And I'll save it. Now, what we talked about, we were talking about a history, right? For this admin layout, admin should be able to see beer sold history, right? So go to related list. There is something called beer sold history. Choose this bad boy and drag it. Sorry, where the heck it is gone? Okay, it's gone here. So we can see the information here, and then we can save it. Right now, we have created 2 layouts. Fantastic, amazing work, well done. Now we need to assign this layout to a specific profile, right? I want the beer sold layout to be assigned to every profile except the system admin. So the way you can do here is that go to page layout assignment and go to edit. So we wanted sysadmin to have admin profile, right? So this is sysadmin. Select sysadmin. Go to select page layout. Go to admin, and choose the admin beer sold and save. Now, beer sold admin will have history information. The way you can test it, so refresh this again. And you can see here, it can tell you who created it and yada yada, right? Right, now, how do I know that whether other users won't have access to this information? It's pretty simple. Just go to sysadmin can test this one. I go to user settings, and you have a login option here. I think you guys must be knowing. I believe that everyone should know how to do this login button here, or enable the login button here. If not, I can show you where in a second. So the way you can enable this by going to login access policies and take this option, right? It will take you to any users you wanted to see. So the way Salesforce the way this option is useful is, so let's say I'm a sysadmin, right? So I wanted to log into someone else's profile to troubleshoot something. There are 2 ways you can do it. One, you can ask the other user their username and password for an org, or you can use this login button. Now, which one do you think is the best way to do it? Because if someone asks you your username and password, would you be comfortable giving your sysadmin username and password? I bet not. I'm not interested to do that option at all, because I'm not comfortable at first place to hand over my password. I don't care who it is sysadmin or CEO of a company. I'm not comfortable giving my password to someone. So Salesforce is very clever. They introduced this option. I don't know when they have done this option, but so it will take you to someone else's profile and pretend you are that user so that you can troubleshoot. It's a very handy option for sysadmin. So let's go to the test, right? and let's see what I can see as a test user. So we're not going to do anything here. We're just going to look at whether a test user have access to history. There you go. You don't. So this is how you can configure a different profile, right? Page layout linked to a different profile. So you can have 10 profiles belonging to different profiles. 10 page layout belonging to different profiles. You know, you can do different things. Now, there's one confusion often happens, and it always happened to me when I first started with Salesforce. I used to get confused. Let's say in an org, say for instance, BSOL have 5 page layout, and I'm on this specific profile, and I'm logged into this specific BSOL. I'm viewing this BSOL object, right? And I wanted to do some changes to this profile page layout. Sorry, I confused with this page layout profile. Sorry, my apologies. So page layout. So I wanted to tweak something on here, right? Now, if you have 5 page layout, how do you know which one you have to tinker with, right? The best way you can do it here is by going to the scarecrow icon, edit page, right? And click at the top of this option, and there you are. It will tell you which is the layout that's been previewed, and you can click here, and it will take you to your page layout exactly which you wanted to fiddle with or tinker with or change, you know. So this is a very handy option. In my opinion, it helped me changing the right page layout instead of going to another page layout and adding field and wondering what happened, why I can't see, whereas other person who are not supposed to see, they were able to see that, you know. So this option is very handy. So that's all I wanted to cover. I hope you find this session valuable, because page layouts are very powerful. It lets you customize your page. It's very simple to play around with it. It's very simple. If you understand the concept, you can do a lot of things. It's all point and click. I've shown you basic customization without using single line of code, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to cover, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this session. So next section, I promise I will cover formula fields. So I wanted to show you different options where you can do or you can achieve using formula field. Formula fields are very handy when you do SQL queries. If you're doing something like Conga, which helps you create a report using a template. We'll cover Conga. Conga is one of my favorite thing in Salesforce. It is not a part. You won't get it out of the box. You have to buy it. It's a third party, but it's amazing. It's mind blowing. I mean, I will cover that in advanced series. Okay, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Sorry. I mean, if the session's been a bit longer, I try to make it simpler for you guys. Okay, all right, enough wasting time. So I hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you.